Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpents, and if you do enjoy the videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Winter. Oh, what a fabulous time to build businesses. It's been shown, it's been proven, time and time again, during times of blood in the market, tough, very, very, very tough times, is when the best businesses thrive. What do I mean by that? Well, in terms of what is going on today in the market, you can see that the market has taken a negative turn, right? I mean, it's dropping. It's gonna, Bitcoin is gonna close underneath the 200-week moving average for the first time in its existence. Yet, very few businesses, and I mean a tiny minority of businesses, instead of letting staff go, they will hire more staff. Instead of turning off the advertising budget, they will turn it on. They will go against the majority. They will go in their own direction. And in doing so, they are the ones who will gain the most market share. This is how the game works. And Ripple has proven throughout the last 2 months that this is one of those companies. And Ripple's Brooks, I can't even pronounce his surname right, he says actually it's a fabulous time to build businesses. And it's exactly the same conversation I was having yesterday about this. It's a great time. It's been a very difficult couple of months across the sector. And that's obviously not just in the US, but a global perspective as well. And there's a lot of concerns, and there's a lot of doubts, there's a lot of fears. However, the great businesses, they will go against the curve and thrive during these times. And thrive they will, because this is truly exciting times when it comes to it from an accumulation point of view, where we're heading in the world, mass adoption and utility of the cryptocurrency world. These are exciting times. Like exciting times indeed. Now, Ripple has filed a letter opposing SEC's efforts, and here's everything that you should know about it, right? It's a good, it's a good letter, as far as where we're going, and there will be more. Like, the judge hasn't made any announcements just yet, but we're waiting patiently. We're gonna wait patiently, because when that news finally does kick in, it's going to be absolutely awesome to finally, what I believe will be a very, very positive news for Xrp, and Ripple for the case as well. So overall, exciting times ahead while we patiently wait. Now, XRP traders can capitalize on these patterns, break for near-term profits. Well, it's been interesting, right? We knew that the market was going to dip. It was mentioned yesterday that, despite some of the indicators giving us, a false sense of hope that there was still going to be some bullish trend, I knew that we were going to go down. This does not shock me today, that, there is a very high chance that Bitcoin will close underneath the 200-week moving average, as it is 3.11% down today, 5.52% down for the week, with Ethereum almost at $1,000 again. So it's, these are challenging times, but if you educate yourself on what is going on in the future, then they're not that so challenging times, because the technology and what's coming is amazing. Now, Jed McCaleb has only 81.5 million XRP left. Next week, he may go down to 0. I mean, that would be cool, to finally see that account be drained completely and go all the way down to 0. That would be really, really cool. And, it is making headlines. After 8 years of dumping billions of XRP tokens, Jed McCaleb's stacks runs out in weeks. And it is cool. It is cool that we are finally seeing the end of an era which has lasted way longer than it should have. But good to see. Of course, we will talk about, the price action and where we're going at the moment, and how that'll is unfolding. But before we do that, I want to play you two particular videos. Have a listen to these. Have a listen to what he had to say during this.
Said there's no clear lanes, but they do this deliberately. You think they deliberately leave these gray areas?
Oh, absolutely. Because if you provide guidelines, what do entrepreneurs and companies do, Charles? They meet those guidelines. When you keep it uncertain, it gives you options for him to continue to engage in regulation by enforcement, right? That's how he's doing it. I went on record to say that, to predict that he's going to sue an exchange or two by the end of this year and claim that they're selling unregistered securities other than Bitcoin, but he won't tell you which ones are securities.
Right.
You know, that's the problem.
Right. And it's hard to be ignorant of a law that if the law doesn't exist.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It's one thing to say, okay, I didn't know and it was on the books, but it's really despicable.
It's disgusting,
really,
is what it is. He keeps going on record to saying these exchanges are selling securities. And then you ask, well, which ones? And he won't say, because now we know from his comment that you just asked me about, he's going to go with they're all securities except for Bitcoin, which makes this Ripple XRP case extremely important.
See, this is what we're talking about here. It is way bigger than just Ripple versus SEC. The whole industry here is in play. It's really challenging times. Very important what is going on at the moment, and pay attention to what is happening right now, because what he said right there is absolutely spot on. It's spot on, right? If the companies had been given clear guidelines, they'd meet them. They've tried. All these companies out there in the US are trying to do the right thing. And here's this guy and his entire office of corrupt, yes, I've said it, corrupt people, doing what they're doing. It's ridiculous, right? But let me play you something else. Have a listen to this.
Why wouldn't the SEC want to clear this stuff? We're not asking them to do anything other than were these rules followed or not. You know, but
well, they should. They should want to clear it up. And if the Inspector General decides to act on our referral, then they could go and, as a part of a review of the failure of the ethics review process to stop this, clear public controversy from occurring, they could get all of the documents almost immediately that we are seeking, in terms of all the communications with all the named individuals associated with all the entities, with the EEA, et cetera. And they could go through and review and know very quickly whether Mr. Hinman or others were having direct communications with these folks. They would have access to things that's going to be very difficult for us to get access to. They could get access to, they have subpoena authority. They could get access to people's cell phone records and find out, well, was he using a personal cell phone to have a communication with someone, something that you can't get through FOIA. So, so asking the IG to take a look at it, it just made sense because it's in the interest of the agency. It's frankly in the interest of Mr. Hinman if they can clear this all up and say, that he didn't have any nefarious communications.
Absolutely.
It's in the interest of the public. It's in everyone's interest for the IG to do something.
It is. Again, it is. It is absolutely in the best interest of everyone. So these are pretty big events that are going to be occurring, right? And this case has been such a, it's been dragged out for so long. There's been the truth has been twisted and turned. There's been delays after delays after delays. But you know what, SEC, the chickens are coming home to roost. The chickens are going to come home to roost. It is time. These are big events which are going to be occurring in the SEC versus Ripple case. And I'm excited because we're going to come out on top. Now, in terms of where to from here, that low 20 cents is possible. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible that we could be seeing low 20 cents. Will we see a flat 20 cents? I don't know if we'll see a 20 cents flat, but we will see in the 20s. And I'm thinking 24. That's my perspective. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But to me, 24 cents looks like it could be the one. Now, in terms of where we are at the moment and, where everything is moving and, looking from previous charts, could 29 and 28 cents be the one that takes us off? Probably not. So I don't think it's going to be that strong. I really do see, I really see the 24 cents as the one. Now, In terms of what happens next after that, of course, right? I mean, once this case is settled, Ripple goes IPO, and if you have the patience, right, throughout this period, it's going to be really, really exciting what comes next. But I believe in the not too distant future, we will be seeing very, very low 20s, and then we will start to move up. But overall, long-term trajectory, it's going to be really, really, really exciting. And I hope you learned something new today. If you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As always, thank you. Look forward to see you on the next one.